I'm Morrill Worcester, and this guy here is Robert Coles from Machias.
Correct.
And I've just met you, Robert, the last couple of weeks. I saw you at a local gas station, and it really why I came over to introduce myself is because I saw your number plate. You were a Pearl Harbor survivor, and so I just wanted to talk with you. And I'm glad I did. You've had a lot to say, a lot of very good stories, and we'd like to have you tell us a little bit about what you saw at Pearl Harbor and that whole thing as it happened. You were right there.
Well, I was on board the destroyer Bagley, DD 386, and we were tied up at the pier just forward of the Navy Yard and stuff like that, and the Japanese torpedo planes came down right past our ship, and on the other side of the Navy, where we were tied up was the submarine base. So they came down that slot, that lock, L-O-C-H, lock between there, going for the battleships, to sink the battleships. Just a few moments before first call to colors, which would be at 7:55, I went up forward to the number 2 machine gun on board the USS Bagley, a destroyer, 50 caliber machine gun, loaded it and started firing at, I didn't know it at the time that they were Japanese, but 2 torpedo planes that came in, claiming to have shot at and hit, not shot down. And that was the attack going in full force. And I was relieved by Chief Gunner's Mate Skinner, who took over my job. And while I was spotting aircraft for the chief to give him advance notice as they were coming in, I see the Arizona blow up, horrible sight, and I see other ships, the USS Shore in dry dock, blow up. And quite a lot of carnage was inflicted that day. That the attack only took 1 hour and 50 minutes. And in 1 hour and 50 minutes, 19 ships were sunk, over 300 aircraft were destroyed, and 2,403 people lost their lives. I was 2 weeks short of my 18th birthday. At the time, briefly during that attack, I didn't know if I was going to reach it.
At the Wreaths Across America project that we have now, one of the big things that we're trying to do is to teach kids what actually happened and why we have the freedom that we have and so on. And it's just this is real stuff that you're talking about.
Yes, sir.
And you also had a little story about when you went into a local restaurant down here to Machias.
I went into a fast food restaurant in Machias a couple of weeks ago to get something to eat. And I always wear this cap, Pearl Harbor Survivor cap. And as I was checking out at the cashier, the young lady looked up at me and smiled. She says, "Oh, you've been to Pearl Harbor, have you?" I says, "Yes, ma'am." And as I paid my bill and I went around to sit down and wait for the food, she yelled over to me, "Did you have any fun?" And I just, with disbelief, I couldn't believe that she was equating Pearl Harbor survivor with Woodstock survivor. So I went over to her and politely and briefly gave her a little thumbnail sketch of history, what happened December 7th, 1941 and stuff like that. And I left the poor thing wide-eyed and open-mouthed.
And you also told me about kind of the other side of the coin. When you came home, you found a message?
Oh, yes. There was a piece of paper stuck under the windshield of my car, the windshield wiper of my car, rather. And I picked it up and I read it, and it says, "Thank you for fighting so hard for our generation. God bless you always, Ed and Kathy." Who is Ed and Kathy? I haven't the faintest idea. And it's nice to know, well, they say my Pearl Harbor license plate, so it's nice to know that people are aware, and the younger generation should be made aware of it too, because that's their heritage.
What would you tell children today?
Have faith in your country. Don't listen to the naysayers or the bad mouthers or anybody. The United States of America is the greatest nation this planet has ever seen. It is not perfection. It is not utopia. It is run by human beings, and they can screw up something bad. But it's the best system that this planet has known. And to have faith in it, and trust in it, and believe in it, and protect it. This is why you young people were born, so that you could grow up, learn, and improve on this country. Not to revolt and destroy it, but to improve on it and make it eventually utopia, which I don't ever see it happening as long as there are human beings on this earth.
Thank you very much for calling me a young person. And no, again, though, that's what Wreaths Across America is all about, is trying to teach the young people what you people went through. And those are great little stories that you had there.